I'm here with Teresa Tarmey, and Teresa I was introduced to through Caroline Hirons.
Hi Caroline.
Hi Caroline Hirons. And Teresa is a phenomenal facialist. So I have different ladies I'm introducing you to for different things. Seabag for my Botox, Edie for my eyelashes, Teresa Tarmey for treatment. No, but we're going to look today.
We're going to look. Yeah.
I'm feeling tired and exhausted. So what I'd love is go from tired and exhausted to fresh and rejuvenated. Yeah.
We can do that.
Because there's a lot of things here. There's laser options, there's clever balls, there's whatever, Venus, radio frequency. It's all here, and you kind of fine tune, don't you?
Yeah.
You're like a conductor at an orchestra saying, let's play this today. Yeah? Okay, let's get going. Alrighty. Okay, let me just take my shoes off.
So I'm just going to wash my hands.
All right, darling. So I have facials. I have facials quite often. No, I don't actually have them quite often. I have facials quite often because I do them at home. And I will do, so when Teresa says to me, do you want some microneedling? I'm thinking, well, I do that twice a week.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's for me about coming to do something, my shoes are dropping. So coming to do something that I don't really do at home and I can't do at home. And one of those things is extractions, because I always think, oh, my skin's so clean. And I come here and Teresa goes, oh, a few little blackheads on your nose. So it's about somebody with a very good eye and a nice bright light saying there's a little bit of a dirty nose, or you found some in a weird location before. And then she has this weird round ball that she puts in a freezer, which is miraculous at kind of recontouring your face.
Especially when you're waking up at 6:30 a.m. and you haven't slept very well because you've got jet lag.
Yes.
This
morning. Where were you in America?
Yeah, I was in New York, so I got back a few days ago.
Did you do modelies?
Yeah,
Poppy?
I didn't see Poppy, but I saw a few people, and then I'm back here for London Fashion Week.
I'm Teresa's most boring client, just so you know. Everyone else is very glamorous.
That is so not true.
But you do deal with a lot of younger skins who just had 2 hours sleep and have to look amazing.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of the thing, the puffiness and stuff from flying just sucks, right? It doesn't matter how beautiful you are. There's always going to be a little bit of water retention hanging around.
Yeah. So that's a lot of when you're doing that kind of facial that you'll do with your ball. Is recontouring.
Yeah.
I get puffiness too. I mean, I get puffiness from eating the wrong thing, from sleeping flat.
Yeah.
You know, my lymphatic not working. So I get puffy eyes. Just general puffy. I'll feel my eyes disappear into my face. And what do you think is the best thing for that? I love everyone's opinion on these things.
What, on the face or body?
Well, everywhere. Just tell me what you think, because it's a subject we endlessly chat about, water retention.
Well. I've got this amazing bodysuit in New York, which I want to bring. Well, I'm not bringing it over here. It is over here already, but I want to buy the system for over here is a better way of saying it.
It's a bodysuit?
It's a bodysuit that does a lymphatic massage called Balancer. And unfortunately, I just don't have it yet, but I will be getting it. So
what happens?
Really
you get inside a huge Michelin Man suit.
Have you seen it on Instagram? Have you seen any of the press?
No.
So you get into a suit, and it was designed for more medical reasons from Germany.
Yeah.
And then you have a upper body or a lower body. So the lower body is what I use more, just water retention. I get water retention all the time, but especially when I've been flying.
I get it all the time too.
So it's amazing.
And how does it feel when you're inside it?
People have explained it as, you know, like the blood pressure, when you're having blood pressure and it feels a little bit, it's like that, but it's not uncomfortable. It's quite nice. It's like a strong massage.
Okay.
And it basically just pumps its way through the lymphatic system for about 45 minutes.
Fantastic.
But we'll definitely
If anyone's had one of those, please let us know what you think about it. So you have a place in New York now. That's very exciting. How many girls are working there?
So I've just got one at the moment, and then obviously myself, and then we'll see from there. But we've got enough for 3 to 4 treatment rooms, so it's quite big.
That's great.
You should come.
Yeah.
Come and do
when
a
I'm
little
in New York.
Hey?
Well, I'm doing something in March, and shouldn't we? I might be in New York in March doing things.
Amazing.
So we'll see. Yes. And where's your treatment room?
It's Tribeca.
So tell me what product ranges you like, because like every facialist has their own set of products, and I always find it interesting to see what they always go back to.
So my favourite is Neostrata.
Why?
It's just, it works. I know that's like a really naff reply, but
Yeah.
it has all the right acids in there that I really like. I also like Exuviance, which is their sister brand.
Yeah.
But very, very, very sadly, I can't use it in America, so I'm kind of stuck.
Because it doesn't have the right FDA approval.
It does, but you have to be a doctor to use it, which is
Do you
crazy.
really?
Yeah. So I can use my lasers and everything, but I can't sell a Neostrata product. So if you have any recommendations...
So you can't use Neostrata?
No. Can't
Oh, you mean you
can't
can't use Neostrata at all?
No, it's really sad.
Oh my God.
I know.
Okay, that's kind of gutting. So you used on me the glycolic cleanser or not?
No, I've just used an Exuviance gentle cleansing cream.
Because I just cleaned my whole skin this morning. It couldn't be cleaner.
I know, but I think it's a nice kind of starting touch,
I know,
right?
you like
Can you
to
imagine,
do that.
Can you imagine if you did a facial and you didn't cleanse it?
I'd be like, thank God for that, we saved 10 minutes. That's how I'd be. I'd like, oh, please, I cleaned my skin. I've done a glycolic cleanser. I put the collar... Oh, okay, you know what I love? Do you know if you... This is a product I'm loving at the moment. So, Biologique Recharge, I like. Do you like or not?
Yeah, I like some of the products.
Have you tried the colostrum serum? Oh!
Good.
Amazing. I mean, it's just this weird serum. You know they have those masks, and one of them is the mask that smells like the farmyard. It's kind of brown.
Stop.
Do you know the one? It's not called VIP, it's called something else. Anyway, this is a serum that smells like the farmyard. But it's incredible. It gives this glow and hydration to my skin. It's an amazing. I don't know what's in it.
Biologique Research is really big in America, actually. A lot of people are using it.
What are you doing now?
So we're just going to pop a lactic acid on. Really like, because I know you like to
Let's
use
talk acids, Teresa. Let's talk acids, because I think a lot of people don't understand acids.
Look, I'm just very simple, and I always have been, and I potentially always will be, but my favourite is lactic, and it just suits everyone. So glycolic obviously is amazing for anti-aging. It's amazing and would highly recommend it for acne. Would I say more than salicylic? Potentially, yes. I think salicylic can be a little bit drying, and there's nothing worse than having acne or breakouts and having that dryness on top. I just think
so if somebody sits here with acne, you would do glycolic?
I'd probably do salicylic.
Oh, you do salicylic?
Yeah,
okay.
but I like a glycolic cleanser.
All right.
For an acne patient.
So for me, you'd like lactic, which
Lactic,
is based on milk.
And it's just nice and brightening for the skin. And glycolic can be a little bit sensitive, especially for skin types 3 to 6. You know, the darker skin types, much more sensitive. I've seen not so good things happen with glycolic on darker skin types.
So if you've got a dark skin type, so 3 is on that scale of 1 to 7, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or 1 to 6, is it? No. 1 to 7.
6.
And 1 to 6. So 3 to 6, you wouldn't put it on. So you wouldn't put it on caramel and above.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Italian skin types and Mediterranean, yes.
Okay.
And then I'd probably stop there.
All right. And then you do.
I mean, unless it's super light, but you've got to be so careful.
So do you think generally that acids work better on a paler skin, or do you just think you change the acid?
Change the acid.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on a darker skin, what would you use?
Lactic, for sure.
You would. So why are you using Lactic on me when I don't have such sensitive skin?
I just think it's nice and brightening. You don't want to peel today, you want to be rejuvenated, so what's the point in putting anything strong, because you're going to be a little bit dry and flaky tomorrow or the day after.
Okay.
I mean, obviously your skin's used to acids, but I always use lactic just to kind of brighten the skin up a little bit. But if someone's booking in for a peel, then we would obviously completely change that. A treatment that's a peel specifically, I would always do something that obviously relates to their skin type or concern.
So you don't think I should have a peel today?
No, I think if you want rejuvenating, let's just zhuzh it up a little bit with the lactic.
So who are peels good for?
I think peels are good for everyone if you get the right one.
And how often?
Depends on strength, depends on problem. If someone wants to have one for a deep peel, maybe once every 4 to 6 weeks.
So that would be a glycolic?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So for my kind of peel, that's more just brightening, so you could be doing it once a month. It's like a very light thing. I probably use this strength every night. I mean, to be honest, I don't know how much difference it's going to make.
Probably won't make any difference to you, yeah.
How do you neutralise? What do you put on?
So we used one we actually used one from Exuviance.
And it's a neutraliser, it's called.
Yeah.
So somebody does a peel at home.
Yeah.
And they want to neutralise. So let's say they feel, oh, it's suddenly too strong. What can they put on?
don't think you can actually, I don't know if you can buy
neutralisers,
neutralisers.
I
I don't
know.
really look for things, but personally I don't think they should be neutralising, because if they are neutralising at
They're
home,
too strong.
They're too strong,
Yeah.
and people just shouldn't be messing around like that.
Okay. And I think I need to say that to people, because some people say to me, how can I neutralise a peel? And even when they ask me that, I'm thinking, you're using something that strong at home.
You shouldn't.
Really be careful, because if you use it too strong and you can't get it off, it's going to go down into the dermis, right down, and it's going to keep working, and you're going to get a bit of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the strongest peel you can have?
Gosh, I used to have one called TCA, which is
TCA,
really
yes.
strong when I had bad acne, for the acne and the scarring.
Yeah.
And wow, wow, that was like 30-degree burns.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not to be repeated or recommended.
Never.
Michael, who's behind the camera, came to one of Teresa's assistants here, which is a little less than Teresa. And what did you have? What kind of peel?
I had the lactic acid 30%.
You did?
Yeah.
Have I got lactic acid 30%?
Yeah.
You see, this, to me, I won't peel.
You won't. Oh, no.
I mean, Michael really peeled.
Really peeled.
And it's like nothing will happen to my skin.
Who peeled from 30%?
Michael
Did
peeled.
you?
I did, yeah.
No
She
way.
put a 30% lactic acid on me when
Yeah.
I came here. And then I really peeled like I was flaky.
I mean, I wonder if it was 30%. Do you
Seriously?
think it would have been higher?
No, we don't have higher unless someone's booked in for a peel. We always have 30. Look, it's just 30% and some salicylic. We keep things very simple for the signature facial.
Yeah. So, you've done the acids.
Yep. So we're just.
So you always do an acid before you do extractions?
Always, yeah.
Always. Why?
Yeah. I just think it really kind of, it removes the dead skin for starters, and it just
Yeah.
really kind of softens the skin for any extractions.
And do you think
We
every
do.
skin type should have acids, should do acids?
I think you have to be really careful with rosacea.
Yeah. Does
but
it flare it?
It can do, but
Mm.
I find that people would potentially
Benefit.
but
Yeah.
also just benefit from other areas on the skin. So if you've got rosacea, which is potentially here,
Mhm.
why leave the rest of your skin? So you can always use things around skin problems.
Yeah. So extractions now.
So we're going to do a few on your nose.
With your extraction process, everyone has a different one. So you just go in there. You don't warm up the skin. You don't do anything. You're just going in.
Well, you know what? We try and get as much as we can in the hour without obviously rushing. And to steam someone for 5-10 minutes is just a little bit of a beauty treatment.
Yeah.
But we sometimes have to, and we sometimes will. And what we would do is, if we thought that client needed the steaming, we would be doing that while we're cleansing.
But because we're going to be doing LED and laser and stuff afterwards,
I don't like heating the skin up too much. I'm not a massive fan of steaming.
I don't like steaming because I think it opens it up quickly and then it
And then
closes quickly.
It goes as quickly, that's exactly. So
Yeah.
if you steam someone's face, by the time you've got back to that face, it's gone.
Yeah.
So it's kind of gone back. And all you're doing is just, I'm not a fan of heating the skin too much. I think it can cause broken capillaries and.
So have I got whiteheads or blackheads?
You've got a few blackheads, but who hasn't on the nose? But otherwise, your skin's immaculate.
You're using a little tool now.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to get in with your fingers, and
Yeah.
this is really precise. Let's just check this side.
So when people pick spots at home, let's talk about spot pickers, because I used to pick so badly, and you can see the results in my chin. I have scarring. But what is your advice to a person who's a home picker?
Don't do it. Simple.
Okay.
Look, I've done this for 22 years, and I can't do my own extractions.
All right.
You
So
don't.
what if you have that big spot on your face and you're going to a party? I'm just giving you devil's advocate here. I know what I'd do, but you tell me. What do you do?
Oh, it's difficult. I potentially wouldn't go to the party with a big spot on my face. If
Oh
I'm
my
completely
God.
honest, but
Don't let a spot control your mood.
No. What I mean is, I wouldn't go with the spot, so I would potentially do something. But I can
Yeah.
do it, can't I? So it's difficult
Yeah, you
for me
can.
to say. But you mess with it, especially a big or a cystic spot. You potentially, I'm just setting the system up
Yeah.
for radio frequency. You're potentially going to scar the skin, and even if that's short term.
It's not worth it. I mean, that I have to say, I do agree, because the amount of times I was in there with my nails. So now if I pick at home and I've really got a big spot, which is very rare because I'm so dried up, is I take a sterilised needle and I just slightly prick the surface so that there's a passage in which for the kind of pus to come out. Not pus, whatever.
But again, it's tricky to try and get someone to do that at home because again, potentially make a mess. And I don't think you can actually get a good view when you're in a mirror trying to get a needle, and it's not easy, is it, to try and get that good position.
So option one is to actually get somebody who can do extractions for you.
Yeah. Especially if you're struggling with skin, you should just have a rule of not getting too close so that you let someone else do that for you.
Yeah. And I think it all depends. Let's say
you're going to start with radio frequency.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to take your goggles off now. You don't need them.
Okay. And I think when somebody has a budget, you know, like Micah behind the camera, I'd say, Micah, I'm making an assumption here, but Micah being half Japanese, first thing is rent, second thing is skin, third thing is clothes. I'm going to make that assumption, Micah.
Yeah, clothes comes last.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because there's a kind of heritage of your skin is the most important thing to look after.
Yeah.
Whereas for a local, you know, South London girl, it's going to be clothing.
Yeah.
Rent, clothing, and then partying, and then skin. I don't know. You know, it's like.
I think it's kind of slowly getting there, right? The skin versus the clothes. I think it's kind of coming a good. No, that's not true.
I don't know, because
it's creeping up a little bit.
American women
for sure.
It would be clothes and skin equal.
Yeah, for sure.
Because there's a real, you know, an American girl. She's on $20,000 a year. She has a dermatologist. And that's $20,000 a year, so she's on £16,000 a year, and she has a dermatologist because her mum took her to the dermatologist like she took her to the dentist. And in England, my mother, you know, I had 7 years of acne before my mother took me to a dermatologist because it was like, oh, you know, let's go and get the local doctor, get some Minocin, get some tetracycline, you know, and then I went finally to a dermatologist who said, it's nothing to do with what you eat.
Yeah,
you know, and it was like old-fashioned.
So we're just testing the temperature there. Can that go up a little bit, Trinny?
Yeah. So tell me what you're doing. Let's focus on this now. So we're moving on from spots to
radio frequency.
So tell me the point of doing radio frequency. Who should do it? What skin type? Why do it?
So I would say, I mean, you could definitely start 30s plus. Anyone who's wanting to just either maintain or prevent, it can help to just really tighten up areas. So I did mine last night. I'm super tired from jet lag, and I went for dinner. That's kind. But last night I just felt like I needed a little bit of a sculpt, if you like.
So after dinner?
Before dinner.
Oh, before dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You came home with a glass of wine. Thought
I need a radio frequency. So it's really good for this area. It's really good for tightening up around the eye area. You don't really do radio frequency here because the skin's quite thin, it can be quite sensitive. So generally it's lower half of the face.
Okay.
Really good for tightening the neck.
Yeah.
I never build people's expectations. I always promise a result and a difference, but you never know how much. Some people are just benefit from it more.
So is it more plumping than sculpting?
I'd say more sculpting.
It's more sculpting?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So how is it actually working on the skin? Because there's a heat.
There's
you
a
keep
heat.
checking the heat.
Yep.
How does it actually work, the process?
You want to be about 39 degrees, which is heating the tissues up. And that will just help it will help over time too if you do a course on things like collagen building.
Yeah.
So if you were to come for a course, we would have you here once every week to 10 days for 6 to 8 times, and you would 100% see a difference. And it's a nice treatment, it's not uncomfortable.
It's not uncomfortable. And once the tissue is softened, is that when you begin to sculpt, or are you doing it all at the same time?
We're doing it, I always try to use a few lymphatic movements at the same time, so we're kind of doing a little bit of a double treatment.
And every skin type can use it?
Every skin type. I wouldn't recommend for it someone too young. They don't need it. But then again, some people want to do things for prevention. So.
Yes, I mean, I think I have a lot of girls on my social who say, "Can I start? You know, when can I start doing things?" So my rule of thumb, and I'd love to know your rule of thumb, because I think vitamin C in your 20s for sure, because you might be growing out of acne scars, you might have had a bit of sun damage already.
Yeah.
It's just that evenness of skin tone in your regime. Maiko here, in her 20s, does retinol.
Yeah, retinol's amazing.
But do you think in your 20s?
Can it go a little bit warmer, Trinny?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm asbestos skin.
Bless.
Okay.
So let's try that. Retinol in your 20s. Unless you've got acne, I think it is a little bit young, if I'm completely honest. Late 20s maybe. And just a
Micah,
very,
why do you do it?
very
Like-
low percentage.
I do it because I used to have quite a lot of spots on my cheeks, and I do break out quite easily, and it's almost kind of to prevent that a little bit and to help with any kind of scarring.
Okay, I'm going to show you Micah, because you've met Micah already, but Micah, I look at her
Hi.
skin, and come in close, darling, because
I've got
Micah,
spots here, you
yeah.
see.
Michael's sense of spots in the skin is interesting, because I think
She's got what to say.
she's so gorgeous, and I find your skin so gorgeous, but it's all subjective. That's the thing.
It's
And
true.
Yeah.
your sense of a bad skin, I look round, I think, oh, die for skin. Okay, but so you're not saying it's wrong to start in your 20s if you have issues with round skin.
Yeah, like if Mike has said, you know, she's got a few pimples around, and it's good. It is good because obviously it will work on the spot side of things, but it will just also help to gently resurface the skin. So any marks, especially on your skin type, because Asian skin types can tend to get some marks on the skin and
Yeah.
pigmentation, even
Yeah.
if you use SPF.
So that does really help. I mean, I did use Retin A when I was young, because that's the only thing they prescribed for spots, 0.5 and 1%, or vitamin A cream. It was called Retin A then, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was the only thing. It only came. It's now the equivalent of Differin. Differin's a lower percentage, I think.
I love Retroderm. It's just nice and gentle. Did you get one from us?
Yes.
Yeah. Did
I
you get the
did.
Retroderm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the 1% though, and it did make me start to peel.
It's quite strong. Yeah, you need to start with the 0.5.
I
Zero-
asked, and she said because I'd used retinol previously, that I didn't need to go for the 0.5 and I could go with the 1, but maybe
Yeah.
I feel as though it's a bit strong for me.
Yeah, so what you would do is just take it back a little bit. So use it maybe 3 times a week, maybe miss 2 nights and then use it. And then after a few weeks, try and introduce it every other night. And then after that, try and introduce it every night. And you just kind of play back and forth with it. So if it's getting a little bit dry, back off for a day and just keep teasing it until you build a tolerance to the retinol.
Tell me why you like Retroderm as a retinol treatment.
I love the consistency, so it's nice creamy consistency, but it's generally quite gentle. So obviously you've gone to the 1%, which would be just maybe a little bit too much too soon. But
Is it
zero-
like the is it like the Nag by your favourite people? Who are we talking
Neostrata?
about? Yeah. Is it like their Nag cream, which is their retinol cream?
I love Neostrata retinol cream. I personally do prefer the Retroderm.
You do.
I'm Neostrata, but that's
Yeah.
the one product that I just prefer.
Have you tried every retinol?
No,
Okay.
no, definitely
So,
not.
like, but for you, as a kind of cosmeceutical one, it's one of your favourites.
Yeah, and I just
Okay.
find it suits most people that we recommend it to. So,
Would you recommend it to me or not?
well, you're obviously doing higher strengths because your skin's more tolerant. But what do you actually use? I would definitely recommend using it.
I don't use
Try
at the
the ones-
moment a retinol.
Oh wow!
I do in a way because I use Julia Hunter products, which
Mhm.
are very strong. If you want something for America, you should use Julia Hunter. That's my
Really?
thought. Oh my God, yes. Her peel is phenomenal.
So they do professional treatments.
Yep, they do.
Interesting. I'll
And she's
have to check
based in
that out.
LA, so she might chat to you. She's here in London this week at Grace Belgravia.
Oh wow!
But she has a night regeneration and a vitamin A
Yeah.
serum, and I do the two together. So that is retinol and vitamin A.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know the strengths, but I don't peel with the products.
Try the Retroderm. I'll give you some today.
Okay. But how do you think it would help with my skin?
Brighten it up.
Yeah. All right, I'll try it.
Obviously help with any marks on the skin. But your
Yeah.
skin's great, Trinny.
Well, I think it's at a good place at the moment, considering I smoke.
God, I forget you smoke.
I know. I mean, I really look after my skin because I think, I know this is awful, I can't bear to say this on camera, but I'm back smoking. I'm doing about 6 a day.
Did you stop for a while?
Yeah, I stopped for about 3 weeks.
How's that feeling? Not too hot?
No, it's fine. It's a little bit hot, but it's fine.
Stopped for how long?
Well, I stopped for 7 years when I was 35.
Yeah.
So I've sort of smoked on and off, but I smoked 2 drags of a cigarette, and then I throw it out. And
Even
it's
now, that's
expensive.
what you do?
Yeah, I literally have 3, maybe 3 drags, and I throw it out. So I probably actually smoke physically 3 cigarettes a day.
And do you see a difference when you've stopped smoking?
Probably.
I saw a client yesterday who had stopped smoking. I've not seen her since maybe June, and
Yeah.
it was phenomenal, the difference. Phenomenal.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a tricky one, because I'm so vain around my skin, and then I go and have little cigarettes. I'm having a real confessional here. Can we go back to you now? So you do this. What's the amount of time you do it for?
So we do all together on the face about 20 minutes,
Yeah.
25 minutes.
So all the kind of things you can use on the skin, from LED to what we're doing now again?
We're doing radio frequency.
So sorry, radio frequency, LED, all different lasers. What's your favourite, or do you always do a combination?
Combination. I
Yeah.
just do whatever I see on the skin that's needed, but I have to say radio frequency is one of my favourite treatments. I wanted to use another machine on you today, Trinny, but because you're talking, this is easier to get in here
Yeah,
because it's really
yeah.
good on the lip.
Yeah.
The other one you can actually go around and on the lip, but you
Mhm.
wouldn't be able to talk. So
Well,
That's
which
the-
one works better?
they're both as good as each other, but I prefer the Venus Viva one.
Which is the other one?
The other one, yeah, the one that you mentioned at the
Yeah.
beginning. But you can actually have a lip treatment with that, so you can go around the lips and on the lips. But
Mhm.
yeah, you'd
But
be.
can we do both?
Yeah, we can show you.
So can we do this and then I can shut up and you can show me
We'll
the
maybe
other
do
one?
that at the end, hey,
Yeah.
so we can set it up.
Because I think lip lines, for which I'm bringing out, by the way, an instant fix. The lip line's called Miracle Blur, which is coming out next month. But it literally is like
Can you see
polyfiller.
Is it?
Yeah.
And that's your product.
Yeah.
You see, it's just a little bit more sculpted here. It's hard to sculpt Trinny because she's so perfect, but you probably can't see from that angle. I can see it from here a little bit, but if I'm honest, not too much.
That's where you are.
Can you see a little bit? Whereas
So-
some people you can really see a difference.
Yeah.
Like from one side to the other.
Yeah. So going back to lip things, so
Mhm.
mine be an instant one, but I think I've got many
So
women
tell me about
who-
it.
it just fills in your lines. So it's not something that's long term, it's something that's immediate. And smokers' lines are not from smoking. I mean, smokers' lines are genetic.
Thank God you've said that.
I know they're genetic. We've had long
Right.
conversations with Dr. Seabag about this recently. But he also gave a very interesting, there's Maiko behind the camera, and he said, you know, people do Botox because sometimes people don't want you to know what they're thinking, and other people do it for different reasons. But we're talking about which skins age and which don't, and always that thing about Japanese and Asian skins not aging, and why is it, and the soya, and he went, it's all bullshit. It's because they don't have much expression in their face. Because they don't, they're in a culture that hasn't allowed them to have much expression, which is kind of old-fashioned, but still Maiko was going, yeah, Trinny, I don't have that much expression in my face.
It's
But
true,
it was just so
yeah.
interesting, just
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
a
I've
really
never-
weird viewpoint, which is kind of like, we always think, it's the soya, it's the diet, it's all that sushi, it's like no sugar, but it's also how much somebody's moving their face.
You can
Yes,
also-
lip lines, let's talk lip lines. I want to talk
I
lip
want to know
lines.
about the product. When's it coming out?
In 2 weeks,
Amazing.
yeah.
Amazing.
Or 3 weeks maybe. Yeah. Little miracle in a pot. Teresa does a phenomenal at-home microneedling kit, which I have spoken to you about, ladies, but I think what's so good about it is it's a complete kit. A lot of people sell a microneedle, but she sells the microneedle cleanser, the peptide serums, the hyaluronics, the
The massage tool. Do you like the massage tool?
which I love. I take with me on aeroplanes. The massage tool is like this T-shaped tool, and unlike my roller or a microneedle, they're very different things. It just vibrates, and I just use it on an aeroplane. I use it lots of times in
Do
a
you?
car, in a taxi, just pushing it up. But I think my battery ran out, and I didn't know how to put a battery in.
Oh, it's really easy, but I'll give you
Okay.
another one.
But it's a great tool.
And it's gold-plated on the end. I don't know if you know that. On either end, it's
Is it really?
gold-plated. Yeah.
Fantastic. So that kit is £350?
$350, but actually it works out at 20. It's a 12-week treatment plan,
Yeah.
and you will 100% get a result more than what you would in clinic, because obviously you're doing it for 12 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's £29 a treatment. It works out around £29.
That's
So it's an
very-
expensive, you know, it's
Yeah.
a lot to put out, but
Yeah. But
if
there's
someone
a lot
wants
in it.
yeah.
I think that's the thing, you feel you're getting a whole regime. And the needle is 0.2 or 0.3?
0.25.
For 0.25. So it's a needle which is a needle that's not going to damage you at all. If you've never done microneedling
It's a
before,
nice
it's a great
introduction.
introduction. How many needles are on the barrel?
Well, do you know what?
Is
You've
it
got
like
me
a
out
600
there.
or a 400?
I
You've
feel
got
like it's
fewer or more?
I feel like it's 400.
Yeah, because
but I
if you're
should know that.
0.25, I like fewer needles on the barrel because you're actually then, it's going in a bit more. Whereas when you get to a 0.5, if you have 600 needles on the barrel, it's not going to be scratching your skin so much.
Yeah.
I mean, the 0.25 won't, but it's just, I think when you get to a 0.5 or a 1 and you're doing an at-home treatment, you've got to be so careful because you can really scratch your skin. And
0.25, the
works.
one that I've got, is just a really nice introduction to microneedling. And little and often, you know, just little and often. You don't need to make the skin bleed, or
exactly.
if that's what you would come to see me for in treatment.
Yeah.
But I need to change that thought process of it being really scary and hurt. Mine
I mean,
just
I
doesn't.
think, I every day say it doesn't hurt, and I do a microneedle. I pick up yours a lot, Teresa,
Do
but
you?
I pick up different people's. I mean, I have Nanette Gusbay, yours, and Glam Pro for the lip one.
What's Glam Pro? What's that?
Glow Pro. Is it Glow Pro? Mike, I
Glow
always
Pro,
get it wrong.
yes.
Glow Pro, yeah. And it has a little red light. So the red light to me is absolutely useless unless it's on your skin for 10 minutes minimum.
2 more minutes on this side.
So I like the gimmick of it, but I think you need to know how to use it. So if you had a spot, you could take the Glow Pro, just do gently like this, watching telly for 10 minutes with the red light on.
Does it make
and
a difference?
It's unbelievable how much it helps the
Seriously?
spot the next day, yeah. That's because also, like the joy of microneedling for me is the quality of the product you put on afterwards. So your most expensive cream that you spent the most money on as a serum, you should put on after, I believe, because you're opening up your skin to absorb that like 300% more. So that's why your peptide serum, which has got so many things in it, you're putting in it afterwards onto a skin
so
that's...
like also like a mesotherapy effect. You're delivering the product into the skin.
Yeah, to the
and then,
dermis.
Yeah, and then you're also slightly damaging the skin in order for it to heal and repair. So it's a double whammy.
Yeah, it is really great. And your hyaluronic, I'm funny about hyaluronic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tried it and it's fine. I think the stickiness of hyaluronic and the fact that I feel long term, I feel my skin's dry. I don't know why.
So my hyaluronic is definitely not going to suit everyone. But if you think about most hyaluronics, it's quite watery and you don't get any residue on the face.
Yeah, you don't.
Well, I'm sorry, there's barely any hyaluronic in there. So mine's got 3% hyaluronic acid. So you can imagine how thick mine is and drying and it cracks.
Yeah.
That's really the highest that you can go to without it being a complete disaster. So mine's a mask. People are not going to go outside with the HA on. It's a mask, so it doesn't matter that it dries up and flakes. But that really.
But then they take it off.
I don't want to say this is a 100% fact because I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But to my knowing, my formulator said mine is the highest strength of HA on the market.
So with the mask, because maybe I didn't do it right, because I remember you said to me, you didn't do, because I put it, you say put it into the mask and then put it on.
No, put the 5ml onto the skin and then just place the mask on top.
And place the mask on top.
Easy,
okay. So do you have any more of those?
Yeah, of course.
Can I try them
Yeah,
again
of
then?
course.
Because I'm going to try it. Because I think I didn't try it properly. I think I put it in, I did something wrong when I did that HA.
I'm going to do your lip now, so tell me if it's all right. It might get a bit hot. Yeah, you just have to be aware that it's going to crack because of, obviously the strength in there is quite drying. And you can always put like a spritz or just like a little bit of water on to take the surface off and then leave the rest on for bed so it doesn't flake on the bed.
And then the next morning it all comes off.
Yeah.
So you'd never do it if you're going out that night?
No, because it's a mask, so it's not actually
But it's a
serum.
staying on mask.
But the HAs out there, they're all watered down. How's that feeling? 'Cause
Fine,
it
you
can
can
get
go hotter.
No, it's not hot enough, but you can get quite hot here.
I'm not feeling it.
So let's try a little bit. What I'd love to do on your lip and here is a course of fractional radio frequency, which is basically damaging the skin like microneedling would. So it's actually not a laser.
It's the needles in the square hole.
Exactly.
Okay.
So to slightly damage the skin and obviously repair and heal.
You know what Seabag suggested to me?
Yeah.
Is a new CO2 laser.
I'm not a massive fan of CO2, but
I know, but CO2 has changed.
What's the new?
Because my old CO2 that I shared with my ladies, I love talking lasers with Teresa, it's like talking sex, is a laser that I literally had to have a 3-week recovery time from, and my whole skin went red, and I couldn't let it dry, and it took forever to heal. That was the old CO2 laser, but CO2 goes down and slices your skin like no other laser in terms of flattening out.
Yeah.
Flattening out scarring. It really flattened out my scarring. But when you're older and you've had, got scarring, your skin separates in your 50s and 60s. And I begin to see on my chin that slight separation, especially in photography. And I don't like really pictures retouched up too much, but I just feel that. So he said to me, there is a new CO2 laser.
Have you had it?
No, not yet.
And what's new about it? What's different about it?
The downtime.
Less downtime?
Yeah, you can do it really light. It can be like 2 days downtime. But have you had anyone who's had it yet? Because Julia Hunter, who's the woman who does her products, she comes here and does these lasers at Grace.
And who does she... Oh, okay.
And she brings them with her.
What, from LA?
Yeah.
How?
She ships them. I mean, she does treatments on people that each treatment is £6,000 or £8,000.
Wow.
And she does whole body.
Wow.
But she also has just introduced the new CO2 laser, because I saw her before and after pictures and they were unbelievable. So I am excited by it, but I would like you to know about it too, because you use lasers more than any doctors I know, Teresa. You always have a bloody laser in your hand. And you really know lasers and you really know women's skin.
I know the doctors would potentially disagree, right?
I know, but
she doesn't know what she's doing. She's not a doctor. She's not a dermatologist.
I know, but I think you are talking to people's skin. You're seeing people's skin every day. So for you, this area, because I think women either age here or here. Do you know what I mean? So I don't age around my eyes because I have Botox, and I don't age around here because I have Botox in 35. But I do age here.
You know what is gravity, right? At the end of the day, you're going to start. I think most people age here for sure. You can have. But I'm quite tight here. No, you're really good.
But here I feel I age around my mouth and the lip lines and here. So if I tried the fractional, what's the downtime?
A few days. Sometimes not even. It all depends. But you'll be very red for the first day. Yeah. The second day it generally goes down, and you can kind of have some stamp marks on the face, very, very lightly, from where the needles have gone in. They're not needles, pins. It delivers the radio frequency. What's it called? Fractional radio frequency. So it's basically...
Did you do it on the first time I saw you?
I did some, didn't I? I think.
Yeah.
But I'd love to do more and stronger, actually. But you're also delivering this into the skin, into the dermis. So through the pins, you're delivering the radio frequency. So again, you're getting a double... And I personally, I'd rather do...
It's cold now.
Is it cold?
Yeah.
Shouldn't be, it's because I'm talking too much. It's still on.
No, it's cold. Oh, no, it's hot.
Yeah, I just need to be a bit slower. The fractional, you're slightly damaging the surface of the skin, but you're also treating into the dermis, whereas a lot of the CO2s, the Faxil, you're basically just blitzing the epidermis off, so you're not really treating too much underneath, and that's why I love fractional.
So if I did fractional with you, what kind of reduction in that sort of line around the mouth and the separation of my skin could I see?
It's hard to say, because I guess that you've had a lot of treatments, and maybe you're at the point where we can't get any better, but because I've not treated you for years, I don't know.
Yeah.
Whereas if you'd have come to me, you've never had a laser, I would say at least 20%, which doesn't sound a lot, but it is, but at least 20%, and you could go up to 50-60%, but I never overpromise. I always underpromise, and then people are not disappointed.
Which is much better. Yeah.
It's much better. People don't want you don't want the expectations too high. You're disappointed. So I'm just going to do a real quick cleanse Trinny, just to get that oil off the skin.
Okay. What are you using again?
Just the same, the exuviance.
What's in it?
Can you smell? It smells of...
Nut.
I think it smells of pineapple.
Yeah, pineapple.
I
Is
love
it a glycolic?
No, it's just a real gentle cleansing cream.
So it's a cleansing cream, so it's not even one used with water.
No.
God, I haven't used something like this for years.
Do you use foaming cleansers?
No, I hate them.
So what do you use?
I use a balm. At the moment I'm using, weirdly, Amanda Lacey. And then, so I do that to start. And then I use, it's called Clean from Julie Hunter. It's a slightly glycolic, but also a different acid in it, cleanser, which I use with the Fourier.
Okay.
So I do that in the morning. At night, I do that at night, actually. In the morning, I do Dr. Lancer my method exfoliator.
Oh, okay. And you like it, obviously. I'm sure you're using it.
Yeah, because I like physical exfoliation.
I really want to meet Dr. Lancer.
He's a very interesting man.
I really would. Actually, I'm going to LA for a wedding next week and a little bit of a holiday.
I rate his products and I rate his methodology. And he always, what I loved about him when I met him is I'd always exfoliate and then cleanse. That was my kind of jujujum. And he believes in that. So he will, even if somebody has makeup on, exfoliate and then do the cleanse.
So would you want some LED?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I love some LED. So you're going to do the ball after the LED?
Yeah, well, I like to do the ball right at the end.
Okay. So let's talk about the point of LED and who it's good for and what we use. If any of them
LED is good for everyone, pretty much. This machine actually does different treatments. You can treat rosacea, you can treat acne with the blue light, and then just general rejuvenation, which is what I'm doing on you.
So sometimes if I've had rosacea, we can literally just put them under this light.
Yeah, there's a certain program, but what's really good about LEDs has something called near infrared, which is really good for healing the skin. So anyone who's got sensitive skin, or we've done a laser, we would finish off with near infrared just to calm it down.
Whilst we're doing this, can we talk about rosacea?
Yeah, you know what, I'll be completely honest, I don't claim to even treat rosacea very much because I don't think it should be. I think that should be left to a dermatologist, depending on what rosacea it is. Acne rosacea, I think we can definitely help with really gentle treatments, and I like to treat sometimes around, when people have rosacea, they have a lot of broken capillaries around that, and I can treat around. But I never treat the actual rosacea or the acne rosacea, depending on which one it is. And I'd send them to Sam, a dermatologist, Sam Bunting, and she's amazing at treating with topicals.
She does topicals.
Yeah. Have you met Sam, Trinny?
I haven't met Sam, but I would love, actually, Maiko, if we can get the number from
you must
Teresa, because I think it would be really good for
Sam.
us to go and talk to a doctor who's good on rosacea, because so many people say they have rosacea. And I think it's interesting you say acne rosacea and sort of what I call dryness rosacea, but they're two slightly different things.
They are, and the acne one can be quite... it can be quite difficult actually, and
because it flares a lot.
Yeah.
So how can you get rosacea? Why do people have it, do you think?
Why do people have it? I guess I don't know the answer to that. Stress will definitely flare it up, but I wouldn't say that stress would cause it. Sam will definitely give you an answer on that one, but
do you
stress
have clients
definitely
who get it?
flares. Yeah.
Like they haven't had it and then suddenly they get it?
Yeah.
And
same with acne, I got acne when I was an adult, which is often the case too, which I generally would be down to hormones.
And how did you get rid of it?
Mine, I went to Viva Maya Clinic, which helped me heal my gut, which I would always highly recommend any acne clients to have a look into. I would always look at what's going on the inside as opposed to the outside, and again, I would never try to claim to clear acne. I mean, we can't, a lot of doctors and dermatologists can't.
Yeah.
And the ones that say that they can cure acne, I'm sorry, I don't think that. It depends on
the
who
dermatologist.
it is. Yeah, I think, but then again, dermatologists can really help and fix acne, but it just depends on who it is.
Yeah.
But there's generally an underlying problem. What was I going to say about Viva Maya? So I did a gut cleanse, and that was the one. I realised that I got parasites and candida and just really screwed my gut up from antibiotics for taking when I got the spots. So it's like a vicious circle.
It's
I
such a
hate
vicious circle.
antibiotics. And that was the one thing that fixed my skin. So I really got into the nutritional side. Never claimed to be a nutritionist. I always recommend my lovely Rose Ferguson for that. And quite exciting. We're doing something actually, myself and Rose, which I'll tell you about later.
Yeah.
It's a secret.
Okay. But Rose
It's
is a
exciting.
nutritionist.
Rose is an amazing nutritionist. Amazing nutritionist. She's just been seeing me in New York actually.
Maybe I should go and see her because I have such problems with my gut. I talked to Shabir from Victoria Health a lot, who's amazing. He's a really great, in terms of supplements and understanding what we can take internally.
Yeah.
He's fantastic. And understanding root causes, he's brilliant.
Yeah.
But I do have an underlying problem with my tummy. And I never go and see a nutritionist. And I see, I kind of pick up something here and there. Because I slightly feel I know what they'll tell me, that I can't have the sugar inhalation I have, and I have to stop these things. But I need somebody to tell me with conviction so that I actually stop properly.
Look, I think sometimes if you try and tell someone to stop completely, it's not going to be something that you can maintain. I think a real kind of cleaning out the gut and cleaning out the system in order to just then maybe absorb the nutrition. I'm not going to go into it too much, and I'm certainly not a nutritionist, but to say to someone to stop something completely is quite difficult. And I think to try and maybe, if you know that someone's not going to do that, then try and do everything around that will help the skin and will help the gut and will help the stomach, as opposed to trying to making it too clean, because then it's not going to be, you're not going to maintain that, are you?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So you should definitely meet Rose. She's incredible.
And Rose is based out of Viva Maya, or she's separate?
No, so myself and Rose have been a few times to Viva Maya, and she's really passionate about that place too. But she does consultations from Harley Street. So she lives in
Will you give me
Oxfordshire.
her number as well?
Yeah, of course.
That would be so great. Okay, now, LED lighting, Teresa. Can we just talk? So you've got me under an orange light.
I've got two lights on there actually. I've got, sorry, I'm out of breath, I have to get in my water. I've got red light for skin rejuvenation, so really kind of boosting the collagen.
Yeah.
And also near infrared that's good for healing. And I just think, why not put it on there? You don't need any healing, but we did a few extractions, so we've got that on as well.
So the two are combined together under here. Okay, and what's the minimum amount of time that you think this needs to be on the skin for it to actually have
I think you
make a
need the
difference?
full treatment, 20 minutes. There's a reason they do 20 minutes, right, and tell you to do that, and I think you should always just stick to the protocol all the time,
And if I had acne, what would you be putting me under?
So blue light's good for acne, but I would generally always put the near infrared on too, just for helping to calm the skin and heal the skin if you've had any, obviously, extractions, but some people's acne can be quite sensitive and cystic, bumpy, so it just helps to, and it really does actually help to calm that down. Rosacea, going back to rosacea, really good for that too.
So you put the blue light or the infrared? The infrared?
Infrared, yeah.
Okay. So there's blue, infrared and the orange?
Yeah, so the orange is infrared, the red is the skin rejuvenation, and the blue's for the acne.
All right. Great.
Yeah.
And is it something that you think lots of people offer, or are there much better lights that people have? Because you've got the round one, which I've used in New York, which is a great light. I know that Harvey Nichols has some lights, which I don't know if they look like this, but do you think there's better quality ones, Teresa?
There's no better quality than Dermalux, hands down.
Okay.
I've tried them all.
All right. And do you think some are not good quality and don't do much?
Yeah, I just think if I'm spending 13,000 on this and you can go and buy one for £200, then obviously the technology's not in there because they wouldn't be able. There's no way they could even potentially start the manufacturing for £200 on something like this.
Okay.
It costs thousands to even produce, and the science that goes in it. They have to have the case studies. They have to have if you're going into America, you need to get the FDA approval. So it's not an easy process, and I think a lot of the things that's out there is just. I mean, you've just said that GlowPro works, which I'd be keen to have a look.
Yeah, I mean, I felt in terms of the reducing the spot, and it could have been the fact that I was going over and feathering for 10 minutes on the same area with the light on, and then I was putting on, I can't remember what I put on afterwards to treat the spot. It wouldn't have been pure lactic acid because I don't like that harshness.
Yeah.
It would have been maybe, I don't know, a little bit of different or I don't know what.
So you're not sure whether the
I
light
think it was a
worked or the
mixture of the fact that I really cleaned it out, and I put on, the product could penetrate all around because I'd microneedled, and the light. I think it was a combination of all three.
Yeah. Have you heard of light stim? So I'm using light stim in America because Dermalux is not out there yet, and I'm really liking that. They have an at-home one which I'm getting sent next week to try, so I'll keep you posted on that one.
How much is that?
I think it's a few $100s. So again, I'm going to question whether it's strong enough, but I will try it. And what I always do if I want to try a product is I'll try it on my clients, or if it's something that they can take home, I'll let them take home and try. So if they've got acne, I would give it them for acne for a few weeks and get their feedback. So I kind of do my own little case studies. I would never sell something without trying it.
Okay, I'm going to ask you two other things. You might not try them yet, but I was sent by Foreo the UFO mask thing.
Yeah.
Which is the heat. It's a heat thing, a round heat thing. And then you put a mask on top, put it on. It's very technical. I haven't worked out yet. You have to sync it with the car. But they also have an acne treatment, which is the red light at the end of this wand, which I presume is LED. Do you think, Maiko?
Yeah, it was like a red light, and you would target it at a spot, and you would leave it on for 30 seconds.
It seems so short a time though.
So I wonder why red, because that would potentially stimulate. Maybe I've got. Yeah, and there was no blue in there.
It didn't look like it.
No.
Maybe it wasn't LED based. So do you think then to do LED at home is a good thing? If you can find
if you can find one that works. Look, the reason I did microneedling is, one, people haven't got the time, but also a lot of people haven't got the money to just come in and have microneedling every week. So I wanted to be able to offer something that you can do at home. And if you have something that's good at home, you are going to get a better result than when you come into us, because you're not going to come into us every other day or every, it's like saying, come to us for retinol, it's going to completely change your skin, but you need to come every night. Yeah. So obviously some of the things at home you can get a really good result from. So it's just, I guess, if you find something that works. I'm excited to try the Lightstream one. I'll let you know. Okay,
do let us know, because we love an at-home thing. Because also I went recently to the Face Gym, and they had this sort of double-ended thing, like New Skin, the one with the heat. And I took it home, and it needs to have, they use aloe vera gel to make it, what are those called when they need the water soluble? What?
So for the conduction? Or
for the conduction, yeah. But what is that tool called then? In a way, it's an at-home treatment for a...
I would say, I don't know, but I would say it's microcurrent.
Yeah, it's microcurrent.
Yeah.
So
microcurrent works.
It's like Casey. It's like Casey, it's the same way. But I got it home, and I got it home with the gel they said you use it with. I put the gel on, I put it to the top marking. It didn't, when I was at the treatment Face Gym, the nerve would go, and it would lift my thing, and literally nothing happened. And I just thought, this is 400 odd quid, and I can't get the right conductor, and the thing they've sold me doesn't really work.
Right, and have you tried it for quite a few nights just to see if you can get that?
Because it just doesn't move. I mean, I've then tried to do a different gel. Then I did water mist, and I put my skin on, I did it with the water mist, and then it did start to have a little bit of a pull. Right. But then I had to keep water misting to use it.
Right, so maybe they need to change the conductor. But I would say that the machine will definitely work.
What's the best at-home one like that, do you think?
I really like one called Newer. That's really good. I'm actually going to start selling Newer, actually. You can buy it here and America, so it's good for me to have them both.
Will you show me one?
Yeah, of course. I don't have one here.
And is it a dual-ended? Is it a dual-ended one?
Yeah.
And is it small?
It's really small, yeah.
So is it like the New Skin one?
They're all very similar, but I think when you're trying to find something that you can do in clinic and compare it, it's never going to happen. You're never going to get as good a treatment with the LED as what you can at home, because we wouldn't be spending thousands of pounds on a machine as opposed to, like I said, a few hundred. It's just to have that maintenance, exactly, maintenance. But I would say if you use that Face Gym one again every day, you will potentially get that result. Because when you're coming in for one in the clinic, you can kind of try and maintain that, or do maintain that at home with the small one. So give it another go with.
But what do you have in the clinic that's equivalent in terms of microcurrent?
I prefer radio frequency. So I've always been a fan.
And there's no at-home radio frequency?
No, I don't think there is actually. Maybe we design one, Trinny.
Well, I'm just thinking, is that your next thing?
I'd
Teresa,
love
to do
some-
at-home radio frequency.
I mean, I'd love to. If no one's done it, there must be a reason why.
I mean, I wondered if the UFO Euphoria was radio frequency because it heats up.
Maybe.
But I just don't know, Micah. Do you know?
I don't think it is, to be honest.
No,
I'd have to look into it though.
You know what? You wouldn't be able to do radio frequency at home because you have to get to a certain temperature, which the temperature wouldn't be safe for people to do at home.
Yeah,
I think that's definitely
yeah.
the reason why no one's done that. Microcurrent, you can obviously go down.
You need to get to 40 degrees, do you?
40 degrees, yeah. And anyone that goes above that, you should never go over 40 degrees because you're going to something called lipolysis, for anyone that doesn't know that, and that is basically breaking down the fat. And you never want to break down the fat in the face because, you know, that will age you. And actually get quite a lot of clients wanting me to do radio frequency in lipolysis mode to actually break down the fat and reduce the... I'm like, no, never do that. No one should
because then you're
ever
going
do
to
that.
get gels because the fat's going
Exactly.
to just go down.
Here, yes, radio frequency is really good for doing fat reduction
Under the neck.
under the neck.
I
Yeah.
knew you were going to point to the under the neck, even though I can't see you.
No,
Yeah.
I'm actually pointing to my
So
own,
for,
which you can't see.
for sort of a turkey neck,
Yeah,
it's a very good radio frequency under there.
really
I
good
think
because you'll
you're
get the
not-
skin
yeah.
tightening too at
Yeah.
the same time. Yeah.
But I agree with you. I think it's more that people who might have filler and fat and not wanting their filler anymore are
Yeah.
slightly wanting you to break it down because they're hoping to break down the filler.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think that's so easy because then we wouldn't be able to treat people that's had filler, which these days is a lot of people, I guess.
But you do treat people with filler.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think, you know, it's very difficult to break down that filler. It really is, unless you put some product in there to actually break it down, then it's
Yeah.
difficult.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're pretty much done.
Great.
Amazing.
Let's get that last
I'm
bit
just going to rinse. You've
about
got 1 minute, so
the-
I'm going to rinse my hands.
about the temperature, Micah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to pop some of my peptides on.
Mm-hmm. Are we doing your ball
I'm
or
going
not?
to do the ball.
The ball!
The ball.
The ball! Magical ball! Are you going to sell this ball?
I'm selling
Are you
it.
selling it now?
Yeah.
My God, you have it now?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me, great. Okay, so this ball... This ball is
So I've
for
got to
every
give
woman
you
who
one.
travels. I mean, I'm selling your ball now for you, but you can tell me about the ball.
That's so funny.
But you'll see what this ball does. So it's kept in the fridge or freezer?
Freezer. It
Freezer.
has to be in the freezer.
Freezer. So you kind of puffy face looking shit, get the ball out.
That's hilarious.
That's what it is.
It's
isn't it?
cold, Trinny, okay?
I know it's cold. It's been in the freezer.
bloody cold. So I'm just going to let you
Yeah.
feel it first.
Yeah, it's fine.
And then, sorry, I'm just going to cross my legs.
Asbestos skin means I don't mind cold either. So it's fine. So what is the point of the ball? Why did you design it and what does it do?
So I haven't designed it, so I've actually just put my name to one, which
Okay.
I used for quite a long time, a few years actually, for aesthetic reasons. So if we got sold them by a company that if we was doing lasers, it would really help to calm the skin down and reduce the redness, which it does.
Yeah.
But the plus side of that is you will help sculpt the skin and reduce any puffiness. But it's cryotherapy, so cryotherapy is really good and proven to be good for the condition of the skin.
Okay, so explain cryotherapy to me,
Ooh.
to our audience.
Explain cryotherapy. So cryotherapy is used in many ways. You can use it on the body, which a lot of people do in the...
They go into very
They
cold
go into the
rooms.
chambers. So, I mean, there's so many different benefits to cryotherapy.
Fat breakdown cryotherapy
Fat
is a big
breakdown.
one.
This won't break down the fat.
No.
Going back to what we
But
were
just the
talking
body
about.
one, you go in and it's not just that, it's about re-energizing your cellular level.
Yeah, so this is
So
obviously going to do the same in the
stimulates.
skin. It's going to help the skin cells. But have you been in the chamber?
I did it once.
It's bloody freezing.
I mean, it's
right?
so cold that you have to wear
You have to
something, because
jump-
if you
jump up and
sit
down.
your body on a chair, you'd scrape off your skin with the coldness. So it's kind of, your eyeballs you can't move nearly in the end. I mean, it's not, I'm exaggerating, but you come out and your whole energy of your body is different.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
It's good actually.
It is good. So this feels
I
cold
want
for
you
me,
to
but
not have
too
an
cold.
amazing skin, Trinny. You're not giving me the benefit of any of my treatments.
Don't say that.
You've
I'll
got the
see
best
the benefit in it.
skin. Can you see a little bit there? Can you see a little bit of a sculpt? Little lift?
Micah's really trying to know. Like comparing the two, Micah. Can we see a difference? You got to see both together. Like that. It should be that way around, really? Maybe see?
Yeah. I think you can tell.
Yeah, just takes a few minutes on each side. But really good for someone that's got puffiness, that's been flying, that's been drinking, just generally tired.
Okay.
And men like this too. It's a really good treatment for men.
Great. How many milk clients do you have?
Not too many.
But a few?
Handful.
Yeah.
2 handfuls.
Yeah. Be good for Simon Cowell. Just
He actually lives behind me.
I know, I was just thinking that. He's in Holland Villas.
He's really
right,
close.
Yeah.
Does he have facials?
Well, I remember his other things.
Yeah.
So how you just do this with it's like your signature, you do this at the end of every facial.
It's a real nice, and it feels nice, doesn't it?
So when people do it at home, what should they put on underneath? Your peptide serum?
So no, we have the hyaluronic acid, which will help to obviously manoeuvre the ball. This is why we're using something on there.
Yeah.
And then we put another layer on, and then we put the sheet mask on top. So it's like a step 1, 2, 3. So you've got the lactic acid step 1.
Yeah.
The cryotherapy step 2, and then put another layer on, you've got your hydration step 3.
Okay. So you're putting on what today?
Brighten. I actually use my peptides because I don't want it to go dry and flaky.
Yeah, because I got to go to a big meeting in a minute, so that would be dry and flaky wouldn't be working for me. Yeah, okay. Fantastic. So your peptides, will you sell separately?
Yeah, so I've just been telling Michael, I always want to say Miko, I'm so sorry, that I'm going to be doing them hopefully for Christmas.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so
tell me what's in, why is it good, where should we use it in our skincare routine?
Where should you use it? Serum should always be used. I want mine to be more of a treatment though, so it's difficult for me to sell it separately because it really was intended
to be a post.
So I'm still trying to figure that out. So I will.
But I think I have to say, Teresa, that if you're a real skincare junkie, you want serum that is a treatment. So even if you haven't done microneedling and you're doing your thing, like the colostrum from Viola Recherche is a real product.
I need to try that.
Yeah, you need to try it. It's fucking
so that's something that you would use every day?
Every day. I mean, I use a lot every day, but I've used your peptide as well. So I've done a vitamin C and then your peptide and then a moisturiser, and I used in that routine.
The peptides look really nice, aren't they?
Yeah, they're lovely, the peptides. Really good, yeah.
And you've got vitamin C in there too.
Yeah, but I like I do a lot of vitamin C. So I do DCL vitamin C night booster. I do.
Which is your favourite vitamin C? I
think for night DCL, because I think it's about 30%. I think for day, SkinCeuticals C Ferulic I like. I like that,
but I find it clogs a lot of people's skin up. You know, the
consistency.
Colour. Yeah, the colour. I actually can tell when people's using C Ferulic. I can't on you, so.
Yeah. And then I like, Julia Hunter has a powder, which is a very beautiful powder, and I can mix it with her day cream.
So Julia Hunter does professional
so Julia Hunter does
products too.
Yeah, but she's very particular.
Right. So
she's a very eccentric, weird woman. She's not commercial at all. Her website is shit. Her products are very expensive. Her packaging is shit. She's incredibly uncommercial. Right. But she has a client list in LA like no other. And she has a client list here of doing people's body work. Yeah. Of really, just Grace Beauty does it. Yeah. I don't know if she has anything in New York. So she had a doctor.
Is she a doctor or a dermatologist?
She's a doctor.
Oh, interesting.
Doctor dermatologist. But she had a dermatologist, Dr. Rabia Hunter, Dr. Rabia at Grace, trained to do her peels. So she needs somebody to be fully trained. Right. The products are quite strong, but the peels are fantastic. And she does very good peels. So you have. So it'd be worth putting you in touch. And so you have in-clinic treatments and products you can buy. Yeah. Okay. And the products you can buy are, they're in like these kind of unairtight things, but the ingredients levels are so fucking high. Right. I mean, like no other. And is she known for her oils? No. Oh, I thought she was oil. So I. No. Julie Hunter is known for her peels, for her supplements, for dealing with hormonal things, for her peel is quite strong. You build up to it. There's about 8 products. She has an exfoliating mask. So to take home, you've got her maximal cleanser. Yeah. There's no toner. you've got a day serum, you've got a vitamin C powder, you've got something called cell optimization, which is like $230, which you mix with your vitamin C powder and your day serum. And at night, you've got her vitamin A serum and her night regeneration.
I love the powder, so that's what I'm thinking of doing to mix, because you know, I think, does Seaback do the mix?
But he does a powder.
Yeah.
But he does a powder that turns to a cream on your skin. Not easily, but much more than any other person's powder.
And that's meant to be really good, right? The Seaback.
Yeah, it's very good Seabags.
Yeah.
And he used about 25% of L-ascorbic acid. But he mixes it with something that stabilises it, not ferulic. Ferulic just stops oxidization. He mixes it with something which just stabilises it. I can't remember what he mixes it with. But it also enables it to become smooth and a paste on your skin. What are you putting on now?
So I'm putting some SPF on.
Which Neostrata?
No, so my favourite SPF is, you should know this, Trinny. Is it not your favourite SPF?
Heliocare?
Yeah.
Oh, you've got the Heliocare mousse going on?
Yeah.
The SPF 50?
Yes.
It's a very good product. Oh, and I introduced it from you, from coming to see Caroline.
Yeah, Caroline recommended you. But do you use it still?
I mean, darling, I recommend it probably once a day.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I use it all the time. I love the size because it goes in duty free.
You know they've got a new range now, some colour.
I know, I don't know what it's like.
I'll have to get them to send you some.
Yeah, I think they sent me some, and I'm very nervous whenever somebody introduces colour into a product I like.
Interesting.
Yeah.
See,
Have you tried it with the colour?
I've literally just landed and got the samples sent over, so I've yet to try them. But I use the one that's been out for ages, the colour, the tinted one. And that's what I use as a makeup. Yeah. So I just use, for me it works.
You don't use my BFF?
No, I need to use it.
I need to give it to you. I'm going to send you one today. Micah, can we remember to send let me see what colour you're going to be. Do you have it down?
Yeah.
You do?
I've got some bit down now.
Okay, so you might be medium. Would you like medium and medium? Yeah. But it's SPF 30. Your skin just looks like that immediately. It's great. Really great.
How's that feel?
Feels great.
Just, you've not got no makeup on your eyes, have you?
No.
Look at that, hey, no makeup. Jealous.
Feels good.
That's what I would do red carpet, actually, pretty much what I've just done on you.
Really?
Yeah, so I would do radio frequency, my Cryoball, LED if we have time, which is very rare, and just some massage at the end. There you go, my dear,
Thank you,
all
darling.
done.
So final moment. The red carpet makeover from Teresa. Catch the whole film, ladies, on Trinny London Tea Time. Techniques.